All right, what's going on, everybody? Big Dark Brett, welcome back to the channel. Leaving the Georgia-Arkansas demolition derby. Georgia spent roughly 60 minutes body slamming.
Smoking pig.
Smoking pig.
Smoking pig.
I know you're supposed to smoke it for more than an hour. Looks like we smoked it for about 4. My goodness. For those of you who didn't go to that game, that even though it was a noon game, that place was absolutely electric. I got something over here I got to get rid of. Please bear with me a second, guys. There we go. Got an air freshener. Get in front of the camera. Okay. This happened to be Trent's very first game. We had the pleasure of taking him. This is Sergeant Peppers. You guys have probably seen him on the channel at some point as far as in the comment section. But I recorded the video of him seeing the field for the first time. It reminded me of the first time I got a brand new candy bar or something, man. It was just great. We had some we thought were just kind of average seats. They ended up being outstanding seats. What did you think?
For that 21 points in the first quarter and that punt block with a touchdown, that's all she wrote. That's the best. When you see all the action in the first quarter on your side, you couldn't ask for anything more.
So we were in section like 325, and in that particular section, there was you were right over the corner of the end zone. You could see everything. So we watched basically all of the fun things that happened in the first quarter all happened right there where we were at. That one touchdown pass that was just kind of a bloop and drop, man, that was such a great pass. It was a good looking pass. It was a great catch. Punt block was outstanding. Georgia retains its I guess you would call the stat. It's kind of a unique stat. Georgia's defense has scored more touchdowns than any offense we've played, than all the offenses we've played combined. Georgia got another one today. We got a total of 4 touchdowns, 3 offensive touchdowns, 1 defensive touchdowns, and I believe 3 field goals. Hot Pod was looking good today. But, man, what was your overall thoughts of the game?
It was fantastic. Besides sweating your butt off all day, but we had some good breeze. But overall, that's a great experience for first time going to a college game, even to your favorite college team. It's the best. So, to put it kind of in terms, going to a regular game during the Georgia season where you're watching like an App State or an Austin Peay or something where you expect demolition, most of the stadium, well, you really don't sell out most games. You sell out a lot of games, but not most games. When you're playing an SEC team, the attendance goes up, and you'll get 60, 70, 80,000 people in there. But almost never for a noon game. This place was a full house. It was absolutely packed, top to bottom, left to right, inside, outside, packed. Sold out crowd. I don't know if they announced the attendance online or on air, but there was standing room only in that place. It was absolutely electric. It was at one point it was 112 decibels in there. My ears are still ringing. Well, people didn't leave until like what?
Yeah,
fourth quarter, 5 minutes left.
Fourth quarter with like 3 or 4 minutes.
So
I was surprised at how many people stayed that long. Typically when it's a blowout like that, you'll see people will leave, halfway through the third, beginning of the third, or even halftime. Not today. They stayed. There's so many people that stayed to the finish. I think everybody wanted to see if Georgia could hold on to that shutout. Georgia's second and third stringers were in, and they held the line. So hats off to those guys. But man, what a great game. I think at one point, going into the second quarter or late into the second quarter, Arkansas was still negative 1 yard. Looking up the stats, I think they had 80 something yards passing and only 70 something yards rushing. Their quarterback at times looked really, really good.
They had a couple of explosive plays, but nowhere near enough to keep them in the game. It seemed like every time they tried to run the ball, Georgia had two guys standing there. I did not expect to see Georgia out physical Arkansas like they did. I mean, what do you think?
Oh, they ran it up the throat.
Oh, yeah.
Defense was on point. Defense was dominating. Offense ran the ball well. Stetson Bennett threw it a couple times that shouldn't have thrown it, but you know, JT's a little hurt here and there, but that's a smart strategy move. But hey, a win is a win, and Georgia's offensive defense is dominating right now.
So Arkansas was supposed to be the best defense that Georgia has seen. Georgia went out there and played with the backup quarterback and just demolished them. I don't know what the overall total number of yards were, but it was pretty substantial. I think we had well over 200 yards in rushing. I think we had well over 200 yards in passing. They were rotating the running backs out basically for first downs. So you would see Milton get a first down, then you would see Kenny McIntosh come in and he'd get him a first down, and then you'd see Zeus come in and get a first down. And it was really impressive watching Georgia's running backs move the pile. Like, they would run right up the gut, smack dab into the teeth of the defense, and then you would see Georgia's offensive line push the pile right up the field.
Just like when Holyfield played last year, he can just takes the entire defense.
A couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah, the entire defense to bring them down.
Yeah, he would just push and push and push. Zeus looked really good today. Probably the best I've seen Zeus look all year. He's such a downhill runner. He's a power runner. James Cook, though, man, golly, he made some pretty incredible jump cuts. He would go to run up to where the hole was supposed to be, but Arkansas would have sealed it off, and then he would bounce to the outside, and he would get 3 or 4 yards out of something that should have been a no gain. I think Arkansas's offense is really predicated on the speed that they feel like they have, and that they can get to the corner faster than most individuals. But Georgia had enough speed to stay with them, and I thought that was really, really impressive. Looking at the kind of the game as a whole, there was some passing early in the game, and then after that it just went to all run. I don't know if that's because Georgia was trying to grind clock, or if they basically just said, we're up 3 scores, we're just going to run the ball until you stop us. And that's exactly what Georgia did. Georgia ran down the field. It was like 6 or 7 plays in a row at one point. It was a run straight up the middle. And I was just like, wow, talk about imposing your will. Whenever the defense knows exactly what you're going to do and you cannot stop them. When the defense knows exactly what you're going to do and they can't stop you, that is elite. That is championship caliber football. Kirby Smart did a really good job today, as far as I'm concerned, with the defense. Defense played lights out. I've never seen a defense like this. I thought the defense we had in 17 was really good. This defense is way better. 2 SEC teams, back-to-back shutouts. One on the road, one at home. Or were they both at home? I can't remember. Anyway, I never got to sit down at the game. I'm standing up the whole time. Georgia absolutely was dominant on defense. It's like the defense couldn't wait to get back on the field. I've never seen that. It was like, we want to go out there and just hurt people. And I'm like, you know what? I like the way you think. I know JT wasn't in the game. JT was out on the field, and it looked like a lot of the times JT was actually talking to Stetson Bennett, and it almost looked like JT was calling the plays for Stetson. Now, I'm sure that, that might not have been the case, but it certainly looked that way. They were probably just discussing, what they saw as openings. Stetson Bennett picked up a first down with his legs, which was really nice. But there were times he looked like he was scared to death. I don't think that Arkansas's defense is bad. I think there's going to be people that come out and say Georgia exposed Arkansas. I don't think that's the case. I think Arkansas has an outstanding defense, and Georgia had to earn it. But I just think Georgia's just that dominant. I think that pretty much every other team that plays Arkansas is going to have problems. They're going to struggle. I just think Georgia's that good. So, of course, I'm a Georgia homer. People are going to say, you don't know what you're talking about. I expect all of the Woo Pig Suey fans that was down in my comment section that was talking a whole bunch of smack, how Georgia's going to get blown out and embarrassed. Please report to the comment section and apologize, because that's not necessary. Listen, we really appreciate y'all coming out to the game, showing up to the game. I didn't make a hype and hate video like I normally do. I didn't do a halftime show because for whatever reason my phone did not have proper reception in the game, but we had a great time nonetheless. Driving back now. So what do you got?
Well, on the phone, it took a while to get into the gate.
Yeah. So hats off to Jesse J. You guys go over and check out Jesse J on YouTube. He's the guy who got the tickets for us. Appreciate that, Jesse J. You're a good guy. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Trent appreciates it.
I do.
Jesse J had to go drive to get these tickets for us, even though they're digital. He had to take the money to the guy, which I really appreciate him doing that. I think he's actually hanging out this weekend watching the game with some friends, so really appreciate him. Let's see, what else is there? I think right now Alabama's up 14-0. Cincinnati's beating Notre Dame 17-0. We're going to keep an eye on those games, let you guys know how that turns out later in the day. I'm going to try and get back home. I got to get Mr. Sergeant Pepper's home first. So, yeah. But, man, just a dominant performance. Georgia continues to play like that. I don't know anybody that's going to be able to stop them. Just incredibly dominant on defense. There was only a handful of plays that they got down the field. Arkansas has some very fast offensive players. Their quarterback, Jefferson, is extremely elusive. He's faster than he looks. He's able to make cuts. He would make an absolute incredible running back. He made some dime throws too. Man, he made some really good throws. But that Georgia defense is just so dominant. He wasn't able to put enough together to save that team. But he is an elite player. Respect that guy for what he can do. You got a running back too. I don't know who that running back is, but man, he was elite too. He was really hard. Like there were times whenever he would get loose, and I'm like, if y'all don't get him quick, he's fishing to go get a touchdown. There was one, I can't remember who it was, but there was one time whenever he got to the corner that he basically got ankle tackled by the only guy that could have tackled him. If Georgia missed that tackle, Arkansas was taking it to the house. But they ankle tackled him, and he kind of stumbled out of bounds, and it saved it, a touchdown basically. But really, really solid and dominant performance by Georgia's defense again. I can't wait for all of the people to tell me that Arkansas is no good. People have been spending the last 3 weeks telling me that Clemson's no good. Now I'm waiting on them to start telling me that Arkansas is no good either. So, back-to-back shutouts. I think the grand total going into this game was Georgia allowed 5.8 yards per game. Georgia has allowed a total of 23 points all season. Out of 23 points all season, it's now like 4.6 points per game is all Georgia's defense has allowed. 2 of those supposedly against top 10 teams when we played them. So Georgia scored something like 230 or 205 points, something crazy like that. I don't know. Absolutely insane. So, yeah. All right, guys, we appreciate it. That's a breakdown from the game. We'll do some more tomorrow and do some fan reaction stuff later today. Apologize, couldn't do the live show. No reception in the stadium for some reason. Thanks for rising. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day. God bless. Go Dogs.